All right, now that we got the rant video out of the way, it is Tuesday, so here we go. What's going on YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video, and I'm just checking in on you. How you doing? What's going on? Now it is Tuesday, January 31st, and this is going to be your weekly vendor reset and must-buys. So sit back, relax, grab that popcorn, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. Now we're going to start this vendor reset video in Washington, D.C., and then we will finish it up in New York City. So here we go. Now I'm going to jump around from vendor to vendor, but for this first one and for the last vendor, I'll just go through the whole thing. So here we go. We are at the base of ops, and here is your first vendor. We are starting with the Chain Killer. This is the named Walker Harrison Co. chess piece with Perfect Headhunter. Now, this week it comes with crit chance and status effects. Now, this is a great chess piece to use, especially if you like those headshots. Now, this one I use in particular with like a Regulus build or, something like that. Now, what I tend to go for with headshot builds is crit chance and headshot. That way, I can get my headshot damage as high as possible and get the chance of that being a critical headshot as high as possible. So, what I would do here is re-roll the status effects off for headshot damage and then have it as crit chance headshot with that weapon damage and then just optimize the weapon damage and crit chance. Next up, we have a MP5 with headshot and sadist, followed by a honey badger with magazine size and breadbasket, and a dice roast with headshot damage and sadist. For the gear items, we have a Sokolov Concern backpack with leadership, crit hit damage, and health, and then a Badger Tough chess piece with skill haste, armor regen, and gunslinger. Now, moving on to the mods, we have crit chance 4.4, drone plus 2 extra bombs, turret damage 4.1, and sticky bomb skill haste of 4.3. Now, must buys things to look at from the base of ops vendor. I would only say the chain killer. Take a look. You can get a better one to drop just so you don't have to optimize. But with it being a named item, you only have to worry about rerolling that status effects off and then just optimizing the other two, so you're good to go. All right, so now we're going to start jumping from vendor to vendor. So I hope you enjoyed. If you like this new format, just let me know in the comments. And without further ado, here we go. And here we are at the Countdown vendor. Now remember, the Countdown and Clan vendors are both in New York City and Washington, D.C. I'm going to show you both of those vendors now while I'm in Washington, D.C., and we'll skip over them in New York City. But without further ado, here is your Countdown vendor. So the three named items this week from your Countdown vendor, the Dare named LMG with perfect flatline. And this one comes with crit hit damage. What I would do is re-roll the crit hit off for armor damage, and then you're good to go. This is a very strong LMG, and it holds a lot of bullets in the magazine. Next up, we have the Sacrifice. This is the named Providence defense chess piece with perfect glass cannon. I use this chess piece a lot. In fact, I have one on my character right now as we speak. Now, what I would do with this one is I would re-roll that health off for either crit chance, headshot, crit hit damage, whatever you're trying to go for there, and then just optimize the other two attributes. And then last but not least, the Everlasting Gaze. Now, this is the named rifle with perfect perpetuation, and it comes with magazine size. Now, as far as must-buys or anything of the sort, the Dare would be the best of these three, followed by the Sacrifice. I would not recommend the Everlasting Gaze. All right, let's move on to the next. All right, so we are in the clan quarters, and then remember, shout out to the DoD Disciples of Doom. We are on all platforms. You can hit me up on Discord for PlayStation, PC. I'll point you in the right direction. And then for Xbox, just add me and message me on Xbox. So here we go. Clan vendor and must buys only. Okay, so things to look at and must buys only. The 0Fs is a good one with that armor regen. I would say just reroll the status effects off for crit chance, hazard, what have you. The True Patriot knee pads with Hazard is a good combination. True Patriot with Hazard protection is really fun to use. Highly recommend. The enhanced PP19 with Sadist and maxed out armor damage isn't bad. The attributes are fairly high if you like using that SMG. The Providence Defense holster with Headshot on there already. I would utilize that, and then you could do this two ways. You could either run a armor regen headshot build and then re-roll that attribute to an armor, or you could use this for a headshot build and re-roll the armor regen off for crit chance. Next one. The 511 backpack isn't bad with Hazard on there already and Adrenaline Rush. Just remember you have to run 3 pieces of 511 to get that Hazard buff from the brand set bonus, but I do know some people still rock 511. What I would do in this situation is re-roll the repair skills off for crit chance, armor regen, what have you, and then just have fun. And then, the Alp Summit chess piece. This is the last one I wanted to talk about. Now, Alp Summit, just by running 1 piece, gives you repair skills. This chess piece also gives you repair skills. It has on here armor regen, which is perfect for a healer because having armor regen allows yourself to heal without, giving up one of your healing skills on yourself, and you can worry about healing other people. And efficient is actually a really good talent for healers, especially if you want to utilize this with, like, say, the survivalist specialization, because the survivalist specialization not only gives you extra outgoing healing, but whenever you pop an armor kit, it helps heal allies that are close to you. So you could easily use this, get the extra healing off of your armor kit, and you'll have the armor regen to heal yourself with the extra repair skills to heal your teammates. I mean, this is a pretty dang good chess piece. Try not to cuss. The new YouTube rules are pretty bad. All right. That is it for your clan vendor. So now let's jump around DC. Lego. And here we are at the campus settlement. Sadly, there's only one must-buy or something to look at from this vendor, and it's the Eckham's Long Stick. This is the named marksman rifle. Now, this one comes with Perfect Ranger, and for the attribute, it comes with armor damage. Now, all 3 of these attributes are okay. They're not bad, and having that armor damage is good in that bottom slot, but remember, with it being a named weapon, you don't have to worry about changing the talent or anything of that sort. So you really have 2 options here. You can either max out the marksman rifle damage or reroll the damage to armor to damage to targets out of cover. But either way, it's here at the campus settlement. Highly recommend. It's a good sniper if you're into those, kind of things. And this coming season, season 11, is going to be season of the sniper. So stay tuned for that. But all right, that is it for the campus. Let's move on to our dark zones. And we are starting with Dark Zone West. Now, remember, for each of these Dark Zone vendors, they cost DZ resources to buy anything from the DZ vendors. So you can get DZ resources inside of the Dark Zone, either from collecting those blue boxes around the map or by deconstructing the contaminated items in your bag. Then you can extract those DZ resources and they'll go to your inventory. Now, to check your inventory, just toggle over to resources. They are just above your keys, and boom, there we go, Dark Zone resources. Now, for example, you can see I have 535 out of 999 for the Dark Zone resources. So if there are a few things that I want to buy today, I'm going to probably have to go into the Dark Zone and do a little bit of farming. But let's see. All right, starting with Dark Zone West. Now, because I just did that intro, I actually didn't get to see all of the items. Let me just double check. And yeah, there's really nothing of substance here. Okay, now the Baker's Dozen is okay, but it comes with crit chance. All of the rolls are fairly low. The Spas comes with Spike and Headshot. Again, not a good combo. Urban MDR comes with headshot and spike. I mean, out of everything from Dark Zone West, this would probably be the only thing I would say look at or pick up if you want, because this is actually a really good rifle. And coming with headshot damage and spike, which increases your skill damage, I mean, you could easily put this on a skill build and go banana pancakes on some NPCs, get that extra skill damage, and you're good to go. But besides that, for Dark Zone West, I would say it's pretty much a bust. Let's go down south. And we're down south. Here we go. DZ South, big money, big money. Now, for the must buys and things to look at, I would start here with the named Grupo chess piece, the Doors Kickers Knock. The Door Kickers Knock. There we go. Oof. Now, this one comes with a max weapon damage core, headshot, and weapon handling. I would easily just reroll that headshot off for crit, or the weapon handling off for crit, just depends on your playstyle. The next thing I would say take a look at is this Overlord backpack right here. Now, this Overlord backpack comes with headshot and status effects with Wicked. I mean, this is a pretty cool backpack. Now, the reason I'm saying this is you could use this with a rifle build, or, if you're using multiple parts of Overlord for the accuracy and weapon handling, you could put this sucker on, spec into status effects. I would probably even use this with like the Ridgeway's Pride, and then just utilize headshots with the status effects. I mean, that would be pretty dirty. Now, speaking of status effects, boom, this Seska chess piece right here. Now, this is going to be probably one of the must-buys in today's video, because this is a double crit with trauma. Now, trauma is pretty dirty in PvP, I'm not going to lie. Getting those headshots blind people and shooting them in the chest makes them bleed. So again, using this with some sort of status effects would be pretty smart, and you could put this up with the Wicked backpack talent. Now, as far as what to do here, I would probably just either max out that weapon core or change it to a armor core attribute. Now, as far as the mods and everything else, it is a bust. Now let's go over to Dark Zone East. Oh man, it's really starting to pour down rain now, huh? Well, it's fitting because this vendor sucks. I mean, let's look at it real quick. Pinprick, Covert SRS. I mean, none of these things are good, nor do they. None of them stick out. Everything is half to low rolled, with bad attribute placing and bad talents. So let's just move on to the theater, shall we? Wow. And here we are at the theater settlement, and boom. Now, must buys, things to look at from the theater. Just hear me out here. This 612 comes with flatline. Okay. Now, flatline, you have to pulse an enemy to get that amplified damage. However, the attachment mod for the 612 allows for a long under barrel rail, which you can equip the linked laser pointer from the technician specialization. Therefore, you could pulse enemies just by using the shotgun. So that's pretty smart. Now, I haven't used that with the 612. I've used it with other shotguns. But if you want to try this with flatline, here's your chance. What I would do is reroll the swap speed off for damage to targets out of cover, and then just optimize the shotgun and armor damage, and then you are good to go. Now, the other thing I wanted to point out is right here, Fenris knee pads with headshot and hazard. If you're into like those headshot hazard builds, you could easily use this, reroll the weapon damage off for that core, and switch it to a armor core, and then you'll have like an armor headshot hazard build. All right. So that is it for Washington, D.C. Now we're going to take our talents to New York City. Here we go. All right. So for this one, I'm not going to cut or do any sort of editing because these vendors are right next to each other, and then that's it for the video. So right here at the top of the escalator, we have Marco, and then just outside we have Roy Benitez. So here we go for Marco. I have not seen his vendor yet. Sadist with pretty high damage targets at a cover. Armor, reformation. I mean, Golan head weapon creeping. Ooh, I mean, yeah, but dang, dude. Chance, weapon handling. All right. So must buys things to look at from Marco. Starting off right here with the ACR. I know there's a lot of agents out there that love using the ACR, and this is a good one. It comes with damage targets at a cover and sadist. What I would do is max out the assault rifle damage and then optimize the health and damage targets at a cover. Use the sadist with the Ridgeway's Pride chest piece, and then probably a wicked or perfectly wicked backpack, but this is a pretty good one to look at. Now, Golden Gear backpack with Creeping Death is super hard to come by. It really is. Now, this one is not good though. So the armor's okay, but Creeping Death on a Golden backpack, you would want status effects or a skill tier or a skill tier with status effects. So I'm not sure exactly how to make this one work, but if you are looking for a Golden Gear backpack with Creeping Death, it's right here. I'm just not sure on how you would use it. Maybe re-roll the weapon handling off for status effects that way, or maybe just say screw it and re-roll the armor to a skill tier and just put it on a skill build. I don't know. You tell me. I'm going to say pass, but it's interesting to look at. And then that's it for this vendor. All right, let's go to Roy Benitez and get out of here. I hope you enjoy this format. If you want me to do the longer format again, I will. Just let me know in the comments. I'll gauge off of your interactions, and then we'll see what we do next week. But by all means, do not forget to pet the dog. Okay, make sure the dog's good. Interact with him. Make sure he's happy. Tail wagging. Check his food bowl. Check his water bowl. All right, you look happy, boy. Now it's on to Roy Benitez. All right, Roy, come on, man. Give me some good stuff. Um, hmm. Okay. Okay. Hmm. All right. So, Roy Benitez must buys things to look at. Just the Fenris holster. This is it. Now, the Fenris holster, the reason being is it comes with crit chance and headshot. That is perfect for an assault rifle build, especially if you are good at headshots. Now, you want crit chance because on assault rifles, they usually come with health damage instead of crit chance. So you want that to be as high as possible. And then headshots, I mean, come on. Headshots are, the best shots. You just aim for the head. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Now, what I would do with this one is pick up two of these. One, max out the weapon damage for the core, and two, max out the armor for the core. So keep one red and then roll another one blue. But all right, that is it for your weekly vendor reset and must buys. It is January 31st. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you found this helpful or informative in any way, shape, or form, please hit that thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel. We're about to hit, what? We're on our way to 63,000 subscribers. And yeah, I'll see you in the comments and in the next video. Take care now. Kamikazevondoom here. Peace.